All right, guys, let's dive right into a twin flame collective message, and we'll see what the energy is like between you two, okay? Just unspoken words between you two, okay? I'm going to cut this deck in half, and we'll see what the universe wants you to know about the connection, okay? So bad timing, and it also says divine timing. So I feel like your counterpart is trying to... they want to spiritually get this message across to you, because I feel like both of you or one of you could be hurt by the separation or the distance or the poor timing. There could be major changes right now going on in your individual lives that really prevent you from even communicating with one another. So it's like all you have is this connection at a distance, and maybe some of you might even be in that place of like uncertainty. It's like, I don't even know if they feel this connection or not. But I feel like divine timing is going to show you that. And it's easy to feel sometimes in separation that you're just lost. Like you don't know the truth of the connection. You don't know why you keep thinking about this person so much. Should I let it go? Should I stay? This card is saying like right now, it's not the right time for you to know. It's not the right time for you to have clarity on this. And sometimes it's really difficult to let go of control because you feel like, well, I need to know in order to focus on like work or in order to just like not feel stressed. But the universe is saying like, you've got to fight through that. You know, like your life is not dependent on this relationship with this other person. Sometimes it can feel like that because you can get so consumed by the intensity of the connection. But I feel like it's a time of just asking you to breathe and know that even if it does seem like it's bad timing, the universe is reminding you like no such thing as bad timing, okay? It is divine timing. All is well and everything is as it's supposed to be. But you're being called to look deeper, okay? So let's see what your guides want you to know behind the scenes, especially how you might feel like towards the separation. You're getting the Death Reclaims a Life card, okay? So letting go of the sacred quality of death, natural endings, and grief, okay? So it may be very, very difficult to accept the separation or accept that there's some kind of ending that needed to occur, okay? Because many of you may be carrying this heavy feeling of like, I'll never see you again, but the universe is saying like, I feel like the universe is like, dude, it really isn't that serious. Like, your divine counterparts, I'll bring you back when the time is right. So many of you may be getting signs around accepting separation as a gift. Like, it's okay to feel the pain, and it does feel like you're grieving. It does feel like a big loss. I feel like twin flame separation, it literally hurts, like watching them choose a karmic partner or, you know, go off and have a family with somebody else or get married, have a baby, you know, all of these things twin flames go through, and it's like it really does hurt to like the core of you. But I feel like at the same time, you know, that transforms you. It also transforms you because you see that you do have the ability to let go. You do have the ability to pick up the pieces and pick up your life and move forward and put yourself back together. So I feel like allow this to have its ending, okay? Without this ending, you guys aren't going to experience the reconnection or the reconciliation energy. Just keep that in mind, because the way things are going right now, I feel like it's bad timing in terms of like you guys may not see each other. There's not enough time. It's not appropriate for you to be together, okay? And this could be a variety of connections that I'm picking up on. I know I have been picking up on those of you who already are dealing with your own marriages or your own long-term relationships, and then it's like, boop, there comes your twin flame into your life. So, you know, it's difficult. It's difficult to feel like, you know, I always used to joke around in my connection and, you know, just kind of try to be lighthearted about it, but it's like, you know, being married and then feeling like you have like a boyfriend or a girlfriend on the outside, it's a very difficult path to walk. There's so much that comes up for healing, and you ask yourself like, what am I doing? Or so I feel like this is, you know, definitely a reading for those of you who are struggling with like, why would you put my twin flame into my life? Like, only just to have us both come to the conclusion that we need to like end this. But I feel like you guys may not be seeing that you need to end this in order to gain clarity in your own lives, okay? What's happening in your own lives that you need to be aware of for your highest good? Like, why is the separation being orchestrated? What's going on? What is holy? What is true? Appreciation and witnessing the unmerited gift of grace, okay? So what is holy? What is true? So I feel like a lot of you are going to go through this just kind of part of your journey where you know that disconnecting from your counterpart is probably divine timing, because maybe there's been like a loss of connection to, it could be like your spouse or your soulmate partner. It's like many of you might, I feel like this reading is for those of you who are like, holy shit, like how did my life end up like this? Like, how am I having an affair? Like, I never thought I'd be having an affair, you know? But it's like, I get it, you know, the twin flame pull, it's just almost like you're not in control, which sometimes you're often not, because, you know, these connections are faded. A lot of you are often following each other from past lifetimes with things that just need to be resolved in this lifetime. But I feel like many of you may be like, you're being stopped right now. Like, look around and appreciate the gifts around you, appreciate the gifts of the connection. Too many of you are maybe feeling like, oh, like I'm in despair over this connection. Things aren't going my way with the bad timing. So I'm going to be stuck in this place of feeling like guilt, resentment. Why is this happening to me? The universe is asking you to say like, what this is happening for me? Like, what is it teaching me? And I feel like for many of you, it's teaching you to have accountability and to have responsibility. You know, it's like you can't be in a relationship with multiple people when you have contracts like marriage and just certain dynamics. It's like, we're all human, guys. Like, you think it's going to be okay. Like, you think your spouse is going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, you're on a twin flame journey. Oh my God, yeah, totally get it. No, I mean, maybe like after a long time of healing. But at first, no, we're all human and we all go through those natural emotions of, you know, jealousy and you know, fighting the norms, like fighting societal norms. Like, this is not normal. Like, I feel a disconnect with the person that I'm living with because I know that they're off, like texting this person that they all of a sudden have this beautiful, passionate connection with. It's like all that shit is about to go down in someone's life here. You know, I feel like all of these things are coming up for clearing. It's coming up for you guys to put an end to a cycle that's going on that I feel like it's stressing you guys out, and you know that you need to let it go, but it's like you might be scared to, because you're like, oh, what if I never connect with my twin flame ever again? Like, I'm going to let go of all of this passion that we've built and felt and all these memories and exchanging energy with them. It is the most difficult thing to do, you know, but this card is a strong indication that death, you know, it reclaims a life. Like, I feel like you guys aren't seeing that like this separation, like the death, it's a death to like the connection that you both have at this time, because it's not going the right way, right? You both know it's stressful. You both know it's hurtful. It's because the universe is saying you haven't actually like taken care of the other stuff. Like, you guys are kind of jumping the gun here, especially by doing things like exchanging intimate energy when you know that you're both connected to other people, you know. And it's like, when you're in the moment of exchanging energy with your twin flame, it's like your mind will do everything in its power to justify that, like, this is okay to keep this a secret because we have this bond. So it gets you to ignore the earthly contracts that you've made, which that's the shit that causes bad karma, you know. So, you know, many of you are, again, you're having to look at what's in front of you, like what is true. Like, many of you might feel guilty that it's like, yeah, you're going to start feeling that you are wearing a mask, or that you're having to live, you know, this double life or be in two places at once, because it's like, you know, your heart is with your counterpart. And believe me, like, this whole grief thing is about like when you're connecting with your twin flame, and then both of you come to that realization that it's like, no, honestly, we can't do this, because it's like we're both in other contracts, you know, that it does feel like you're losing something. It's like you're losing a part of yourself, but the part of yourself that you're losing is actually the part of you that refuses to be dishonest. Like, you refuse to do the journey in a way that is gonna bring about bad karma. And how can you guys not be rewarded for doing the right thing? You are rewarded for doing the right thing. You're rewarded with reconnecting with each other again and getting that confirmation that it's like, hey, even though I'm wrapped up in other cycles, like, I deeply want you to know that, like, my heart is with you. You know, many of you will get that confirmation, but it's really difficult to get that confirmation when it's like you're holding on to like the secrecy, or you're holding on to a version of each other that's like okay with being married or in another relationship with somebody, and then okay with having you in secret. You know, it's like, no matter how much your soul tries to practice managing that that dynamic, like, your moral compass isn't gonna let you do it, or it's only gonna go as far as like so much until you guys start experiencing conflict, or stuff starts coming up, or your spouse starts finding out shit gets difficult. People start asking for divorces, separation. All of a sudden you're like, oh shit, I have to sell the house. What? We have to like talk about having custody over the kids. Like, who's gonna have the kids when? You know, many of you are like, shit, am I ready for all of that? You know, but you guys are going to experience these tower moments. I feel like the universe is trying to let you know, like, you guys are cutting it close. You know what I mean? The universe might be, like, giving you guys experiences where you're starting to see that. You know? Texting each other at the wrong time. You know? Ding! Phone going off. Like, your spouse is like, what was that? Who's texting you at 11 p.m. at night? 11 p.m. at night, to be exact. And you guys are like, gosh darn. So... yeah, I do feel like an unfolding of, you know, a lot of this coming through. Let me pull out the Romance Angel Oracle deck. It's usually when, like, you know, the connection needs to grow in some way. Sorry about the alerts, guys. Okay, what do you two need to know about the love that you share with one another? Okay, so we do have free yourselves. Told you guys. Okay, it's time to take back control of your lives, because you guys can't live the whole double life thing. Like, I can almost feel with this collective that it is starting to become a bit of like a stress. Like, it's literally starting to feel like a tower moment. Many of you may not even recognize yourselves. You know, it's like, what am I doing here? It's like, you know, many of you are carrying on, and your spouse doesn't know that you've got this thing going on with your twin flame, and it's like, you know, you might go through hurtful cycles with your twin, and then it's like you have to come downstairs the next morning and then put a smile on your face and make breakfast for the kids and interact with your spouse and go to work. And it's like, meanwhile, you know, this whole other life of just like stress. So I feel like for a lot of you, you're being called to like take back control of your life and free yourself. Like, if this is your truth, this is your truth, right? Like, you can't keep hiding. And the more you hide and do things in secret and live in this deception masked energy, like, the more the karma ends up hitting you harder and harder. You know, like, the journey's not meant to be stressful. Like, a little bit of honesty, a little bit of integrity, and not being afraid to have those difficult conversations right from the get-go. Yeah, it does end up saving you a lot of overwhelming feelings when you are ready to take the step and just kind of handle what it is you need to, for the sake of, like, coming to terms with, like, the reality. Yeah, like, I have feelings for another person and I'm unable to manage it and hide it, most likely because, you know, a soul lesson is on the horizon here. And some of us can run from this soul lesson for years. We stay in marriages that are completely passionless and unfulfilling, and it's like, we think it's okay to just reach out to our counterparts in moments of like, I need passion, you know, but it's like, but I'm going to stay in this situation. So I feel like, you know, major accountability, you know, really just kind of breaking down those walls and taking a good look at like our own behaviors, and most of all seeing how our twin flame is actually mirroring exactly what it is we are doing in their own life. Okay, so that's why I feel like separation could be happening for a lot of the collective right now, but I really do want to confirm that it's like, it's for the best. You know, it's like, do what you need to do, grieve. And it's okay to feel these intense emotions over separation and feel like, oh my God, I'm never going to see them again. Because it's like, yeah, it does feel like a death. It feels like you're losing something, right? But don't fight it. Allow yourself to feel it, cry, purge, and then pick yourself up and say, okay, I accept this distance and space. You know, what is it teaching me? What do I need to do for myself? Okay, one more message, guys. Okay, what do you need to focus on at this time? As many of you may embrace the separation, what is one thing you need to focus on? Okay, so feminine energy. Okay, being in that receiving energy more and having more faith and trust. This could be a message for the divine feminine, because I feel like maybe it's this particular collective that's like, damn, like, you know, why is this happening? Like, you know, I want to have my cake and eat it too. It's really difficult to let go, you know, but many of you are being called to just allow divine timing to do its thing. You know, you could be stepping further into your journey as a divine feminine and really being called to listen to that moral compass that, you know, lies within you. You're not going to go wrong by doing the right thing, by doing the honest thing. Okay, so yeah, I don't know who that was for. If you guys need any kind of support in any way, go ahead and join my Hipsy community. You can check out the links in my bio. Join me there if you guys ever need a personal reading. I do have a promotion going on right now. use it. Get in touch with me. I would love to hang with you guys, talk with you guys, and support you in any way that I can, especially if you're going through like the heavier stuff like this, because, you know, I've been there, and it's definitely not easy, but, you know, with a little bit of faith and strength and knowing that, you know, if you do the right thing, you're always going to be supported by the universe. You know, I'm living proof of that. Okay. All right, guys, I'll talk to you in the next reading. Okay. Take care. Bye.